This tutorial is about how to break text down into paragraphs and sentences. Now we have a bunch of library passes that you can use, and we're going to show you how to do that. But you're going to have to do some modification. I'm going to give you an idea how that goes. Okay, so we have this text here, and I'm going to insert some library passes. You can do a formatting, and we have all these formatting passes that you can put in here, and we're just going to get them all in order and run it and see where we're at. And so I'm going to take a look at the tree. I'm going to split this up so I can see the tree over here. And what we have is paragraphs and lines, no sentences, no spaces removed. So I've looked at this before, and if you do a little bit of investigation, it's good up to the remove blank lines, because if we look at the paragraph here, 3, and we fold all so we can look at things, it's got paragraphs and blank lines. Well, we remove the blank lines, so let's look at that tree. Are the blank lines removed? Yes, they are. And then the next thing we have is to remove white space, and that's under the lines. But really, we do have a problem here. The lines were used, if we look at this, the lines were used for getting paragraphs because there's a blank line in between. We don't want that. We want just text under here so we can divide the sentences up. So we have to take this and splice it, what we call splice it is. Take all the children here and then move them up and get rid of this. It's called the splice. So after the blank lines, we're going to do that. We're going to call it, we're going to make a new pass, going to call splice lines. Okay. And we're going to click on the splice lines. We're going to match that in the paragraphs, not the root, because we're doing it under the paragraphs. For every line we find, we want to get rid of it. So we have in the post area, meaning after we match, we can do a splice. 1 to 1, that's from load 1 to 1. No single here. We just want to splice this and get rid of that. So there we go. We're going to remove the line and then put all of its children up a level. So let's go ahead and run and see what we have here. Let's take a look at the splice lines. Yep, there we go. There are no more lines. So now we just have paragraphs and text. Now what we want to do is look at remove white space. There we go. Remove white space. We need to do paragraph. Let's see how that goes now. Paragraph. There we go. And let's go ahead and remove the white space and see if that works. And we'll take a look at the tree now. We ran it. Oops, it didn't. So maybe I spelled paragraph wrong. Paragraph. Okay, let's run it again. Maybe I didn't run it. That's probably the problem. And let's take a look. Yeah, that was happened. Sometimes you do that. You know, you don't click all the way. And there we go. So all the space is gone. That looks really good. Now let's look sentence enders. Again, we want to do it in paragraph. Where are we with this? Is this going to work? How's this going to work? So let's click on that very firmly. And let's take a look at there's a sentence, and ooh, that looks like in the middle. Now, what you can do is you can look at the highlighting of the text where it fires these rules. So I'm going to click on this, and I can see that in the angle brackets, there's a dot there. That's number 1. There's ink as well. There's the end of a sentence. There's 14.3. So there are several places that we have numbers. Let's just take a look. Let's get back to just the text. See, this is not an end of a sentence. This is not an end of a sentence. So what we want to do is to write some code to get rid of, not get rid of them, but make them what they should be. There's a number, and these are abbreviations. So we're going to make a new pass, and we're going to call this just points. I'm going to call them points. And this is just for demonstration. You would never do it this way. You would take care of these things properly. But we're going to say the number. We're going to rewrite that as we're going to match a no and then a period, which you have to put a backslash. We're going to say ink. We're going to make that into a node. Let's say ink period. And then we're going to make numbers. Well, we can make a number by saying, well, we're going to find a real number. This will match any real number, followed by a period, followed by another number. And we're going to run that on a paragraph because, oh, nope, there's no paragraph. We got to leave it. It's at the top level here. So let's run this and see what we have here. And I'm going to click on this for points and see what we have. Okay, there we go. And something isn't right. We don't have it matching. Oh, Let's try it again here. There we go. Okay, I'm sorry. A lot of times I click on the wrong one here, but there it is. The points, we can see now that it's matched there. If we want to see the actual text where it's done it, you can see number, ink, and 14.3. So that's really good. Now let's see how the sentence enders are doing. So we're going to click on this. Now that we've gotten rid of these as not non-sentences, we can see where the sentence enders are. Yep, there it is, here, here, and here. There are 3 sentences in fact. And if we click on this, we're going to see in fact that we have the sentences there. Let's click over here and see our final tree. And there we go. If we fold it all down and take a look at it, it should be looking good. Paragraph, sentence, 1 sentence there. There's a sentence. Here's another sentence. There it is. And finally the other sentence, no spaces. So we've kind of got the text down into a nice format where we can go forward with our analyzer.